I'm trying to slurp it as loudly as I can. Let me get right up in there. Yeah, there we go. Excellent way to start this stuff. Yeah. Uh, Slurping on children of Primus. They call it they call it a mukbang. It's in Korea where people just tune in. They just watch you eat a bunch of food. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, has there ever been a Transformers themed one? If not, there should be. That was literally my cat's fault. She stepped on the keyboard. Yeah, I was gonna say, has there ever been a Transformers themed mukbang? I don't know how that would work, but there's some sort of restaurant opening that's a Transformers themed one. I don't know where it is. I've seen the social media posts. A Transformers themed mukbang should be set there. Yeah, there is already there is a semi-official one. In the Universal Studios Beijing, they have the same Transformers ride as the US one. There's a restaurant there that is patterned after Swerve's Bar from the Lost Light comics, and like the drinks and things are named after it. There's like decorations from that are specifically related to the comics. It's a very specific pull. Like they don't have that here, but they have it in China. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because in I Lost Light and More Than Meets the Eye is a great comic. Everybody should read it first of all. But Swerve opens a bar on the spaceship because it's a Star Trek scenario. They're on a spaceship flying around on a mission, right? And he opens an energon bar because he finds it, and so like that becomes the place that people go. And he's like the bartender, and he's short and extremely chatty and kind of annoying. And yeah, it's a setting throughout the whole thing. So I don't know if they've translated More Than Meets the Eye into Chinese. Maybe they have. But I guess it's popular enough to open a restaurant themed after it in Beijing. Hmm. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Well, that was sort of what Lost Light was about. Like they went out of their way to highlight obscure characters, like on purpose. So that's why like Skids was a main character, and like Chrome Dome and Rewind were main characters, and Tailgate was an important character. I mean, they had like Ultra Magnus and Hot Rod and stuff as well, so they had some A-listers. But like the stated thing was like our crew is mostly made out of like D-list people that we're gonna finally give like characterization to. Ugh. Yeah. So the big thing was, of course, hello, Oscar Reina the Third on Facebook, who's saying, "What's up, guys? I'm back." It's We're just getting started. I'm slurping soup, and we're talking about Transformers More Than Meets the Eye briefly. But mhm. I think the biggest news is that there was the PulseCon like for 2 days straight on Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I didn't watch the Saturday one, but I watched the Friday one because it was the one with the Transformer stuff. Yeah. So like how it turned out was like I said, they had Thu there, the YouTuber, the Transformers reviewer. They got him to like he wasn't the host, unfortunately, sort of. What they had was they had a pre-show that ran for like an hour, and he was the host of that. He just kind of like dropped some reveals. He talked to a few other YouTubers. He interviewed a couple people, and then the main show was hosted by the usual Hasbro people. So on one hand, his part of it was kind of like nothing, but on the other hand, like he's a charismatic guy, so it was still fun to watch him, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's all of his things. They're like, they're like funny, even though he like saying serious opinions, and he edits them really quickly, and he makes lots of weird puns, and he's just like this enthusiastic guy. Like he's one of the. I have like a short list of YouTube reviewers I watch, and he's one of them, but it's more so for the entertainment because like he talks about like yeah, he talks about like literally anything. He recently did a run through of the Generation 2 auto rollers just for the heck of it, and like that actually did weirdly well. But then he also did Cosmos because he got a Cosmos. So yeah, well, if he couldn't find one, somebody would send him one. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Because he's like he doesn't ask for this, but people just send him stuff in boxes. So he'll do like shows that are just unboxings and him talking about the random stuff that comes in them. And he's like, you don't have to send me anything. And then he just opens it and he's like, Jesus Christ, look at this stuff. Yeah, I mean, he's done that. He often does giveaways during the unboxing parts of it. Yeah. Um, yeah, he did a pre-show. It was pretty funny. He was like green screened into this like neon lit synthwavy tunnel, and he was like, reporting live from the synthwave tunnel in London. It's me. Yeah. And then the actual stream. Um, Before it aired. This is a weird thing. So the actual PulseCon, it's hosted by the guy that played Zero in the movie Holes. Um, yeah, it was a book, and then it was like a kid's book, and then it was adapted into a movie. It was one of Shia LaBeouf's first roles. Yeah, like first movie roles because he'd done TV before then. So it's a really good movie. I recently rewatched it. It holds up. But the guy that played Zero was like the secondary character in that movie, and he's grown up, and his actor's the host of it. So the Transformers one opened up. Oh yeah, that Tarn looks good. Yeah, that's probably my favorite reveal from that. Yeah, yeah. It was funny because they asked people to vote in the chat. They were like, "What do you want us to talk about first? Toy reveals, franchise updates, or the Hall of Fame?" And then they posted the results, and it was like 95% toy reveals. And yeah, yeah, yeah. That's probably my favorite out of the. Well, no, my favorite of the reveals has got to be the small Dinobots that they're doing because they're here's what they're doing, and maybe we can hunt pictures of these. They're doing small Dinobots that are core class, so like the same scale as Kingdom Rat Trap and these little guys here, right? But they're Dinobots. They're G1 styled though, right? So they've only shown off Slag and Sludge, and they're going to be a combiner again. They're going to make Volcanicus like they did before. Yeah, so I'm absolutely going in on these because it's a nice, small, affordable way to have all of the Dinobots, and it's going to be a mini combiner, which I've not seen them do officially for a long time. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to be assembled. Supposedly, there's going to be a secret sixth Dinobot that they're adding to the team, and they said the fans will know who this is. And there's a lot of auxiliary obscure Dinobots over the years. It could be, you know, they had Slash the Velociraptor. The movies had Scorn the Spinosaurus. Like, there's a popular one who was a plesiosaur called Paddles, who was from like a novel from the 2000s. Yeah. I'm like, I do wonder how tall this would be because I'm like, where's a Swerve is a core class guy too. So I'm like, would it be like if this is the legs and this is the torso, would it be exactly this tall? Yeah. This is like Voyager height, basically, if it's two cores on top of each other. But yeah, I don't know. They showed a picture of weirdly, Grimlock doesn't form the torso. Slag and Sludge together do. So they showed a picture of the combined torso because that's the only part they've unveiled. Mm-hmm. It's probably because typically the team leader is a big guy to give the torso mass so that it looks like proportionately human. But Devastator solved that issue by having it be two guys. So I guess the Dinobots are doing it the same way. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do that. Yeah. So it was the two Dinobots, a tiny sound blaster out of the Soundwave that's already out there. Um, Hotshot from Transformers Armada, like the yellow car guy. um, it doesn't come with his mini con, unfortunately, but he can still do the pop up spinning axle thing with the missile. Um, at TFCon, yeah. Yeah. A new Junkion called Scrap Hook who changes into a tow truck. Um, yeah. Yeah, people have made that joke because it's a rusty, scrappy tow truck. But apparently he's going to be able to do they didn't show it, but they talked about it on stream. He's going to be able to do the weaponizer thing where the arms and legs can pop off and you can assemble stuff, which makes sense for a Junkion. Yeah. And then the other two deluxes were Breakdown, which everybody already knew about, and Needle Nose, the double target master, who comes with both of his target masters. And mhm. The joke is they tried two times to make a Needle Nose. He was on two different fan polls. He was on the Earthrise fan poll about who was going to be on the Ark, and then Runabout won it. And then he was back. He was in the Siege versus poll, which is which of these two guys are we going to make? And Mirage and Impactor won. So now that they're finally making one, people are like, they were like, screw you guys, we're making a Needle Nose, even though you voted against him twice. Yeah. And of course, we have the two Voyagers, which, Tarn, first of all, looks immaculate. I never owned the Mastermind Creations one, but I borrowed one for a little while. It looks exactly like that figure. Um, and then Leo Prime from Beast Wars the Second. That show's never been officially released here, but people still love it just because it's a really good design. I got the Robot Master up here. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, don't worry, that was something else. Yeah, here we go. So it's going to be this, but bigger and a little bit more proportionate. Is a Voyager size. This is like a small deluxe. And yeah, those were the main reveals. And they also showed like a mural that's going to be on the box, so people could spot like a bunch of other figures there. Like they're going to make Crosscut out of Skids because he's on the painting, and there's a bunch more Junkions, but they already said more are coming. Like we saw another motorcycle. Uh, it looks like Tarn's face is there, but it's styled a bit differently. So people have been speculating they're going to do a Nemesis Titan because the Nemesis is also there in the mural. Yeah. Hmm. Looking forward to looking at some photographs. Oh, this was it's really good designer continuity because we got a long series of announcements. Yeah, Legacy Evolution is the name of the subtitle. Yeah, and this is everybody I just talked about. So there's the little slug. Um, and he has his robot mode there too. Yeah, so it's the same thing as that big studio series guy you got. He's just mini. Yeah, yeah. It's particularly interesting because these have to combine as well. So it's not just being like the robot and dinosaur mode. Yeah, they're gonna. And there's Sound Blaster, which everybody was expecting. It's just the little sound wave that I've said before. Everybody should own because it's pretty much just a flawless little guy. Here's mine, but he's black and purple now. So I'm like, if for some reason you don't have this guy, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, just get Sound Blaster instead. Yeah, basically. And there's the boombox mode, and there's a Sludge, I believe. It's just his art. Yeah, yeah. There's his robot mode. He's a little bit kibbly because he's got those things around his thighs. And there's his Brontosaurus mode. Hmm. Yeah, well, small parts count, and then it's also got to be a combiner. So there's a lot of things that they're fighting against. There's Breakdown, which everybody saw coming. Yeah, it's difficult for me to muster up an opinion because, again, no hatred, but the Stunticons have always not been very interesting to me. Um, but I think people don't like him because he's a retool of one of the others instead of his own dedicated thing. So, like, his car mode is like a little bit of the other guy. And there's our new Junkion, Scrap Hook, with his. That's why people were like, mhm. It's just a good looking new design. Yeah, yeah. Uh, the only other Junkion they've done that hasn't been a motorcycle has been Detritus, which was a Hound repaint. And so there's been a Jeep Junkion. Hmm. And there's Yeah. They finally added joints to his shoulders because that was a famous thing about the original. He didn't have shoulders, right? There's the car mode, looks basically the same as before. Um, yeah, and, people have been ripping on the packaging because they're trying to make it so it's hard to steal these guys. So it looks like they're like half submerged in cardboard in the front. There's a yeah, and Evan, whose last name I wish I could remember. He's one of the main designers. He's the guy that does all the Instagram posts about the figures, and he's on the streams. He said during the streams that people asked him why don't they just fully seal the boxes like they're doing with like Marvel Legends and stuff. And he said because like market research showed that with Transformers having the robot visible does better, so that's why they keep doing it that way. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, there's Needle Nose, and they found space for his two target masters. Yeah. Supposedly, there's some hidden feature on him that we haven't seen yet. They talked about that during the stream. Yeah, there he is in his packaging. Yeah. Oh, they have this thing there. You can see it on the back of the box called Evo Fusion, and nobody's really sure what it means. It seems like anytime they can do anything fancy with their weapons, it's that. Yeah. Well, once again, that's just something the original Double Target Master could do. Oh, and there's the big guy, Leo Prime. Yeah, like this is a pretty impressive looking guy. Especially because there was already a masterpiece of him, and people weren't too fond of the masterpiece. This guy looks way better. It's, it's got kind of a funky looking lion face, and the reason for that is because it's like realistic, but they didn't color it realistic because he's a white lion, so it's kind of unsettling. Yeah, people have been putting those two images side by side, like the art on the left and the box picture on the right, and people are being like, "How I am online versus how I am in real life." Yeah. Oh, the memes have been great. ABWA family on YouTube says, "Good vibes." Yeah, good vibes to you too. Yeah, I'm gonna pronounce that looks like ABBA, the band, so I'm gonna pronounce it ABWA. Yeah. All right. So there we go. There is the centerpiece of this whole thing. Tarn. You're welcome, says ABWA on YouTube. You're welcome yourself. Yeah. So this guy, and he's big. On his Instagram, Mark showed a picture of him next to Legacy G Axis. So this is a tall guy, which is good for the character. Yeah. Yeah. So this is pretty dead on to his comics design, like just like G Axis was again. Yeah. I particularly liked like the way his legs are made out of those cubes. That looks a lot like the way that the art of him was drawn in the comic. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm like, just like G Axis looked like a '90s person in real life, this guy looks like how Alex Milne, the artist, drew him in the comic in real life. So yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, so that's a photo of what I was talking about before. That's Slag and Sludge combined to form Volcanicus's torso. Yeah, so you can just see his head there, and it looks pretty much the same as the big Volcanicus they did back in Power of the Primes. And Abua says it's initials. I get that a lot. You have two middle names, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, looks like yeah. So they were just taking these guys out and showing them to the audience during the panel. I guess that's what these are because it's like the physical copies of these guys, and so they didn't just have stock images to talk about. Yeah, which is good because you get to see what they actually look like in person. Yeah, there's breakdown. Oh, something interesting they said about breakdown. So Legacy Evolution, these guys are going to have like a revised package. It has different colors, it has a different logo. But they said even though Breakdown is going to be shipping with those guys, they gave him the same kind of packaging as older Legacy figures on purpose, so that people who collect these things mint in box will have identical looking packaging. It's a, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and these guys still have, like I said, they're very short, but they brought back tech specs. These guys have QR codes on their packaging that you scan with your phone, and it takes you to their tech specs. Yeah, it's not as extensive as they used to be. It's like two sentences about the character and then some of the numbers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they give the old they used to give us full paragraphs. They're like, here's their personality and here's a bunch of their abilities. He says, "It's mine and my kid's first initials." They say, yeah, "All right." Yeah, and there's Scrap Hook in person. It's funny because it doesn't scan to me like a Junkion. It scans to me more like the kind of post-apocalyptic thing that like the Sparkless bot was. Yeah, yeah, which I don't mind because I think it looks cool. I'm probably going to go in on this guy just because of the design. But Dark of the Moon, yeah, that was the third one. Yeah, yeah. I guess they're just more key art. Oh yeah, and you can see them breaking apart there on the box. Yeah. Something I remember they also said during the stream was usually with weaponizers, you got to take them apart to transform them. Oh, there's the Axel Zuka. Yeah. You got to take them apart to transform them. But this guy's fully integrated. Yes, ABWA. I have a kitty named Pepperoni who often likes to pop up during the stream. Yeah. Let me get her here. Up onto my shoulder you go. Yeah. There she is. Yeah, they're like repeating the photos now. I mean, I know, I yeah, maybe there's in-person ones of Tarn and Leo Prime that we haven't looked at yet. Yeah, they'd be further down if anything. There we go. Just physical samples. I, I like that he has the same sort of thing as the Robot Masters figure, where he's got like a bunch of guns, like a bunch of them hide in his main there and can pop out. Like the robot master figure comes with like 6 guns. Yeah, there's Tarn in person again, looking like exactly like the Mastermind Creations one. Somebody should. I feel like if D was here, he'd have comments on this because like somebody should do a side by side of the Mastermind Creations figure and this guy because that figure was scaled like a Voyager and this is a Voyager also. So like, there's a really direct side by side comparison to be made here. Yeah, that's finally it. Well, that was convenient. You should like leave that window around because that is literally everything that was revealed during the stream in like convenient bite-sized format. Yeah. Oh, cute. I have kitties too, says ABWA on YouTube. Yeah, I got 2 of them. My other one is a black cat named Snook who doesn't usually show up on stream because he's large and lazy and prefers that we come to him instead of the other way around. Whereas Pepperoni demands attention. Yeah. The Secrets of the Legacy Evolutions poster. Yes, this is what I was talking about. People were looking at the poster and trying to figure things out. That's not the poster. That's just a cover of an issue of More Than Meets the Eye that had Tarn on it. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, there's the poster. Oh yeah, no, that's a real interesting. I forgot about that. Right at the top, above Tarn's head, that's Transformers Armada Optimus Prime. So people think they're going to do a new figure of him because he's on the poster. And people have pointed out that that looks to be specifically the gray prototype of him that we saw like back in 2019 that never came out. Yeah. So then, you have something that's kind of like Tarn, but is not directly Tarn in the middle. You have the Nemesis in the upper right next to a Quintesson ship. Most of these characters are people that were revealed on the stream, like Hotshot and Leo Prime and Optimus and stuff. Right below Leo Prime and the Jet on the left, you can see Crosscut there. It's kind of hard to tell here, but yeah, he's Silver Skids. Yeah, which knows probably another one of the unrevealed Junkions. Um, yeah, because there's a bunch of them at the bottom of the poster, including another bike. So there's probably going to be another bike at some point. So Scraphook is actually like barely visible there on the lower left is in his vehicle mode. So he's not even the main thing. There's like a Mad Max. There's a Mad Max car on the far left, and then like Scraphook and 2 motorcycles and a guy, and then another motorcycle over there. So yeah, there's probably going to be a few Junkions. It's probably going to be like what they did with weaponizers and fossilizers and modulators, and where they do like 3 or 4 of them per line. I mean, yeah, not specifically that I can think of. I mean, certainly they had plenty of showdowns in the cartoon, like indirectly, but yeah, yeah, perfect set of season 3 army builders. Yeah, that's cool. Our cats are inside cats. Yeah, well, same with us. Like, And Pepperoni was a rescue. She came out of the woods, so we like don't want her to return to the woods from whence she came. Yeah, just recognizes we're talking about her, so she's going to be the center of attention. Yeah, but yeah. Oh yeah, there they are. They're talking about Armada, indicating this figure is on its way. We're likely to see it in Wave 2, as we have with previous commanders. Yeah, people are like, if they do him, he'd probably be commander class because he's a big guy with a trailer he can combine with. Yeah. That's just Laser Optimus again. So people are like, well, they're probably going to re-release him because they usually do that. Yeah, yeah, Deluxe Insecticons. Yeah, yeah, they're just fully doing like the minute analysis. Yeah, and the Dinobots, which we know they're coming because they showed the first two, so it's no big surprise there. Yes, red. That's Red Swoop. Interesting. So, oh yeah, that's an interesting one. That's a space bridge from Transformers Animated, the 2008 cartoon. They have a picture of it there for comparison. So people are like, could characters from that show be coming to this line? Because the space bridge is specifically that version of it. They were like the crosscut. It's Masterpiece crosscut. They're using as a comparison. Yeah, yeah. It's the same head they used on Burnout in the Velocitron line. Yeah, yeah. So that's the full look at them. Yeah. So that's exactly what I just did, which was like in depth analysis of the poster. ABWA says, I try to keep them in, but they speed on their way outside when they can. So I finally just said, fine. Good on you. I'd be too paranoid that they'd never come back. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be talking about this, but about the panels. I I did put in a order for the oh yeah, so these would be the Mark's Instagram posts about these characters. Like I said, he always goes into detail about them after the fact. I haven't actually read these yet, but it's great because he's one of the lead designers, and he'll just put this info out here. Yeah, and the thing that picture makes sense because the thing about Tarn was that he was like a hardcore Megatron like fan. Yeah, in IDW before he was like a Decepticon leader and a gladiator and all that, Megatron wrote a book called Towards Peace, and Tarn always quotes from that book. Just really interesting character. Yeah, so it's just a in-person photo. I like the gold on his knees. That's a detail that the Mastermind Creations version had. So like that specifically makes me think about it. Yeah, the Decepticon Justice Division. Now, that's interesting. I wonder if they will, because I will say, just as somebody that like inhabits the fandom space, I know the rest of them aren't really as popular as he is. Um, so that's one strike against them. But also, Tarn himself, like he made the jump to Cyberverse, so he got to be in a cartoon. The rest of his group didn't. So I would like to see them do the rest. That would be interesting, and I think a lot of people would be down for that. But it wouldn't surprise me if like he's just a one-off because he's the one that's gone the farthest as a character. Yeah. Also, if you want to get technical, Tarn can be an army builder because in Cyberverse, he was one of many because Megatron used the Allspark to make ultimate Decepticons, and they all looked like Tarn. And then one of them was like, "Hi, I'm Tarn. I'm going to be the leader of these guys." So technically, there was a bunch of him in Cyberverse, so people could just army build a bunch of him. Yeah, basically. Maybe they'll do a slight repaint of him later on too. Yeah, there's a Legacy Armada Starscream in person. Another one. You remember that I was selling this guy for my cousin at the toy show, and you pressed his cockpit and it made noises. um, this version does not make lights and sounds, but he is way more posable. Yeah, he comes with yeah, something they did on him that I like is on the original toy, you had to take one of his wings off to turn it into a sword. But here they just have the sword as like a separate thing, so you don't have to take his wing off. Yeah, yeah. The last time they did him as a deluxe, it was like it fit into the underside of his wings, so I could see them putting it there again. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to see in that photo because it's plugged into his right arm, but he comes with a Star Saber because the Star Saber, the sword, first appeared in the Armada cartoon, and for a while, a big part of it was like everybody wanted possession of it, and then Starscream had it for a little while. So that's why this new Legacy one comes with it. Yeah, they're not showing it off too well in that picture, but it's there. It's in other photos. Yeah, like I said, Armada was. I watched it start to finish when it was on the air in 2002. I didn't like it, but a lot of people didn't. But the figures were good, and the Dreamwave comic was pretty good. So, yeah, there's still a lot of love for Armada stuff these days. So that's why they're getting so many updates. New Jersey Collectors Con. I mean, if I guess if you're in New Jersey, giving away Omega Supreme. Oh my God. I I think it's I think it's just the Siege one. I'm gonna just look a photo up really quick on my phone, but like 90% sure it's just a Siege Omega Supreme, which would make sense. That would even be good because he's like he's kind of old now, so if you didn't have one, he's probably hard to find. You just Yeah, yeah, that's Siege Omega Supreme. I just looked him up on my phone really quick, found almost the same picture. So yeah, yeah. There was a con at the TF Con space this weekend. It was just like a comic one. Hmm. I just didn't have the resources, so not this time of year. But yeah, like they just keep happening. I mean, I'm all for them. I love going to those. So well, when I can. Less than I used to. These days I have less things to sell because I'm a little bit of a crank about only going if I'm selling things because then I'm not losing as much money to the stuff that I'll buy while I'm there. Yeah. Oh, a lot of them. Several a year. That was when I had like mad stuff to sell. Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw this guy recently at a Toys R Us. This set, there's nothing special about it. Those are Bumblebee movie figures that they just re-released, like little gimmick toys. Um, the thing that's interesting about it is that this is technically the first Rise of the Beasts thing to get released because it's like specifically tied into that. I don't know where it says it on the package, but I think it just says on the back or something. But yeah, these this is even though these are just repacks, they're like marketed as being part of Rise of the Beast. So this is our first movie merchandise, which was obviously in the pipeline when the movie got delayed. So that's why it's coming out now. Yeah, yeah. This is the buzzworthy Bumblebee line is sometimes great, but sometimes they just do stuff like this where they're just like, let's throw some figures out there, just find whatever Bumblebee art we have, slap it on the box, and put him back in stores. So that's what they did. That is a Bumblebee movie figure of his Camaro form from the end of the movie, and an Optimus Prime from that movie, and a different Bumblebee on the packaging, and it's marketed as being from Rise of the Beasts. That's how this line operates. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, these were like, I mean, these were gimmick toys for kids, but like they were pretty interesting because those motors are like pull back and go. So you like mount them inside the figure, and you can do the pull back and go thing with the vehicle modes. Yeah, it's a neat little gimmick. Yeah, and technically those are out in the wild now. Probably more Instagram things, maybe from Mark. What is his last name? I'm gonna Google that because Transformers Mark designer, and I can't see what's on the screen because pepperoni's in the way. Oh, yeah, Legacy Wave 3 found in the Philippines. Okay, so that means it'll be here soon. It's the wave with Elita 1, Crankcase, Point Blank, and Skullgrin. Maybe you shouldn't be on the keyboard. Yeah, there we go. Again, she got on the keyboard. She disconnected me. Yeah, what I should do is start getting my phone queued up so I can take a little trip to uh, get the unofficial extra member of the stream, uh, the lovely Jess, so I can finally show off my amazing T-shirt. Mark Maher. That's the guy's name. Maher. Um, yeah, yeah. He is the current lead designer on Generations. Um, Yeah, he's on every stream and he does Instagram posts. So he's the guy he's the face of Generations right now. So I'm like, if you got an issue, take it up with that guy specifically. Yeah, yeah. So this is interesting because this will mean this will be out here soon, and I'm looking to get Skullgrin just because of how I read Marvel recently, and the thing where he became a Hollywood superstar was a really fun, weird issue. So I'm like, I'll get a figure of him based entirely on that. Yeah, yeah. That Crankcase is another guy who was in More Than Meets the Eye, so he got a spotlight in that series. And, you know, Point Blank, if you watched Headmasters, was a main character. Everybody knows Lita One. In fact, she's like a main character in the show that's debuting in like a month. Yeah, I'm telling you, they should do a Transformers collaborative. I like The Simpsons. I will buy the Homer car that transforms into a robot. Um, they made a Hot Wheels of that car, and I want the Hot Wheels of that car, and I'm not a Hot Wheels guy. I think it was a few years ago. Like they also did like the Pink Simpsons family car, but then they did the Homer, and I'm like, yes, yeah. I mean, if it isn't already, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people want it. A breakdown of breakdown. Yeah. First look at breakdowns, robot mode, and a better look at the vehicle mode. Oh yeah, these were like leaks that came out like right before the show went live. Yeah. So like I don't know cars and I don't know the Stunticons too well, but I'm like people didn't like how this is like a partial retool of one of the other Stunticons, and I don't even remember which. I think maybe oh yeah, I think it's Wild Rider because he has the same backpack as Wild Rider. Yeah. So it's Wild Rider with like a new back of the car and a new head and torso. So I don't know. I mean, it gets the job done to me. If they do a Generation Two version of this guy, I'll get him because the Generation Two one was the very first BotCon exclusive. So it would be great to see that in out of this guy. You know, it was purple. He looked like he had raspberry jelly on coming out of his roof. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they were both paranoid. I'm just popping my mobile version of myself up.
Hey,
Hey,
let me
let me
just
just
there. That way we don't have any echo. You can still hear me, right? All right, good. So we're gonna keep going, and I'm just gonna take a little trip. Yeah, that's there's gonna be a human villain in Earthspark called the Mandroid. Yeah, hang on, I can barely hear you. Let me pop my headphones in. But, oof, yeah, I'm not getting anything. Hello again.
There we go. Oh, yeah, my audio is really rough. Settings, audio, mic, iPhone microphone. See if I can't get this. Yeah, I can't really hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, you're just like super quiet. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna have to just sign off for a little bit and then come back on my laptop properly, unfortunately, just because I'm not getting anything through this. still getting no audio from you on this. Yeah, like it's really faint. I feel like it's a problem on my end, if anything, because it usually works fine. Let me try and let me check something.
All right, I'm back. Thank you for holding on. Yeah. Uh, I mean, I guess Grimlock's my favorite one too. It was just was leaving the comments. I just handed her my phone and was like, "Leave comments while I drive," because we. She's all about the compliments. Uh, I'm gonna just send Jess the link to the YouTube stream, so because she wants to record it. Ba-da-ba-da. Where, where is she? Where is she? There we go. Link to YouTube. Oh yeah, there we go. My look at tarantulas. I got the spider right here. We're almost to the end of Legacy, and this is just as good of a one as any of them. And I go into detail about that over there. And it's exceptional that he shares no parts with Black Arachnia, despite the fact that the originals were just repaints of each other. And as somebody that's a little bit arachnophobic, I appreciate that this is a cartoonish spider and not a realistic looking one. As was the animation, as I show off there. And yeah, some of his later appearances in IDW. Yeah. He was the main bad guy in Sins of the Wreckers, which was the sequel to Last Stand of the Wreckers. It was a strange choice of character. That's the original there because I'm always like, this is the first one. And then I go in to talk about the figure. His creepy spider legs and his incredible show accuracy. It's just been sharing no parts with Black Arachnia. It's just been a pleasure collecting these things, just watching them slowly go through the showcast like that. Not it. He was a mad scientist, so of course he cackles maniacally. That's what he does. Yeah, so his character was like he was a mad scientist. He kind of had his own agenda. He was really creepy. Uh, he was they never quite explained what was up with him, but he was possibly of a different lineage than most Transformers because he didn't care if the timeline got altered or anything. Yeah, interesting character. Glad he's got a good modern figure, basically. Dramatic reenactment of sins of the wreckers. childreofprimus.com/news and reviews. If you Google it, you can probably get there straight really directly. Yeah, it's all that good SEO that comes from all the links. I don't know much about web design, but I do know that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All that stuff that's right down there. Yeah, let me just yeah. Oh, we're on TikTok. I'm not even on TikTok. Well, that's what's big and popular right now. So, oh, Bill, hey, Bill, how you doing? Sorry, mate's been fighting off the flu today. My 100.3 body temperature makes it leave fast, but it's rough for a day. Oof, yeah. A bunch of people from my workplace have been fighting off similar things. It's not fun. Yeah, it's my deepest sympathies, Bill. I am. I know it was in context with something, but I like that he's just declaring that he exists. It's like, I am. Yeah. No, that's good. I should really get on there. So many people are. I need to see what current things are so I don't fall behind this stuff. There we go. There's Jess. Anthony, take your shirt off. Okay, so I guess I can finally show this off. So let me explain. Uh, because there's some things that we discussed on the stream on the past, and Jess was present for them, and she told her friend Casey, who is also my friend, and Casey makes custom T-shirts. So I was at a birthday party on Friday. My actual birthday is tomorrow, and Casey gave me this. So check this out. And it says Nexus Maximus, which, as you know, was the Transformer that turned out to accidentally be named after an adult item before its name was changed. Yeah, and it absolutely floored me, and I was like, where am I gonna wear this ever, aside from on stream and maybe at a convention? The most horrifying thing was it's an Optimus Prime silhouette, and then I noticed his weapon, and I was like, oh god. Yeah. So this exists entirely because of our streams, and I am really honored to have it, and I'm going to wear it at every convention I go to. So, thank you, Casey, if you're watching. That's a good. That's a good question. Does she? Can we plug your stuff? I think she just like makes them for fun, like as opposed to like a business. Yeah, yeah. Casey, if you have like links you want to drop, I will absolutely promote them here, and I'll promote them next stream if we don't get to them tonight. Yeah, I mean she made me other normal shirts. Just this was the one where I was like, oh my god, where am I gonna wear it? I cannot explain this to anyone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now it's become global. Everybody knows about it. Uh, yeah, and I'm like I can't. I'm not gonna wear this around family members. I'm not gonna wear it just anywhere. With
Sorry, the thing is taking too long to load up your comments. Um, it. Sorry, and I don't, now I have a delay. It's annoying. She does have a fucking Instagram to sell stuff on. It's in the comments there. I wrote it. It's like
on YouTube.
shop. Yeah, Geek Mint Shop on Insta. So go give her business, and
Yeah.
and maybe you can DM her about specialty T-shirts too. I'm not sure if she does that, but I'm requesting it. She also made a really good Bulbasaur T-shirt for Anthony. Also, all right, I'm gonna go away and eat my dinner now. Leave me alone. Bye bye.
Yeah, so there you go. Geek Mint Shop on Insta. If you want other fancy things like this, they won't all be as niche. Maybe she should sell this one. Yeah, yeah. Why not? I'm glad you like it. Hey, Casey. Hello. It's the maker of the T-shirt. Yes, you should consider selling these. Because the very small niche of people that would get it would definitely be down for it. But yes, that's Casey, maker of novelty T-shirts and general cool person. And Bill said, I'm usually only sick for a day at the most. I burned through COVID in 7 hours. I didn't. It burned me for about a week straight. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, God. Oh, hey, there's Bill's TikTok at William Glenn 129. I guess we'll add him to ours. Yeah, I would never be able to tell. Oof. Yeah. His gun. Yes, I pointed out his gun. Best shirt. It is his gun. Which, as if anybody, if the people on YouTube are asking, that is a plume of smoke. That's what I'm going with. It glitters and it glows in the dark. There you go. Glow in the dark Nexus Maximus. Thank you, guys. I actually do custom stuff. Yeah. Thank you for the plug and the very kind words. You know what? I'll probably show it off and plug it again next week. I'll do it a couple times. Also, Frank Welker and Peter Cullen, says Bill, are coming to Indianapolis in November. I'll be there. Ooh, that's nice. They've been at separate TFCons, but being at the same one together, that's a big event. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to start building a combiner as we talk. Like I was talking about before, I have 5 different weaponizers. I'm going to start taking them apart, see what I can build. And you know, I wasn't going to go there, but Jess decided to go there. Yeah, look, if you can get on the medication, which I was able to because I have immune system stuff. I forget what it's called. But there's a specific medication. It cleared it up, but it also cleared me out. So, yeah, I mean, it was a fair trade-off, but, you know, just, you know, be ready for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. By all means. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to know his opinions about these reveals. Yeah.
We won't be here next week. We're doing Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true. We have Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Mr. Black Goldfish there at YouTube. Did you guys see the preview of Shattered Glass Soundwave? No, that came after. How did I forget that? That's a big important thing. That's something they revealed at the end of the Pulse stream. Um, the, yeah, yeah. You know why it's a big deal? It's the Netflix Soundwave again. It's Shattered Glass Soundwave, Ravage, and Laserbeak, and they made him out of the Netflix guy. So it's the Earth mode again. Yeah. They gave him a new head so that he's got his headband because he has a Shattered Glass Soundwave wears a green bandana. Well, other than that, it's the Netflix guy again, and so that's a big deal because I'm like, people that didn't have a chance to own that before, you know, are gonna want to get at the Earth mode. Apparently, it's like really expensive. That's why. I don't know what it would. Yeah. Soundwave 3-pack. Yeah, there we go. It was weird because like on the other.
price of everything is going up, but our wages.
Yeah, that's right.
It's fucking driving me crazy.
They agree with you. I'm looking for the one that was revealed at Hasbro Pulse. 2022. There we go. All right. Let me just let me just pop this web page up. Is Walmart selling that figure? No, it's going to be available through Hasbro Pulse only, which kind of, like, I could go off on a rant about that because there was a period there where GameStop was selling Shattered Glass figures in Canada, and then they just kind of stopped. They did Megatron and Starscream, and then they never did any of the others. Yeah. So, yes. But, yeah, so you can see there's his cassette tape deck mode. And his robot mode. That bandana, like, they gave him a new head so that he has the bandana sculpted in. Yeah. It's just it's the Netflix guy, but in white. And I'm trying to show his cassette guys. Soundwave. There he is. Laserbeak in red and Ravage in white. So yeah, this is the whole set. This was like the very last thing revealed on the stream, and I can't believe I forgot about it. It's probably because I'm not collecting Shattered Glass. It just kind of slipped my mind. But yeah, no, that's the thing. Somehow they got the rights to the Earth mode thing again. And Jess says whitewashed robots. Yeah, this is Shattered Glass Soundwave, which means he's a good guy. And instead of being stoic and non-emotional, he's like a rocker, which is why he has a headband. Yeah, and the joke of Shattered Glass Ravage, the white version of him, is that the regular Ravage is quiet and stealthy. Shattered Glass Ravage is really loud and wants everybody to know where he is constantly. And he posts on Twitter a lot, asking people, like, if they know where he is. Yeah, like back in the BotCon days, David Willis briefly ran like an official social media account for Shattered Glass Ravage. So there's some history there. Yeah. There is no Shattered Glass Thundercracker yet. There should be. Yeah. So yeah, so like he's weirdly pricey, and I feel like that's a little bit like, well, the Netflix one is pricey because it's expensive on the aftermarket, so maybe that's why this one costs so much. Because people pointed out he's like the same price as like Ultra Magnus, and Ultra Magnus is like a big leader class guy. Yeah. And like the only plus is like he comes with a comic book, like all of them do, because each one has an issue of the Shattered Glass comic. But that's not that much of a price inflation. I've created 2 arms. Oh. Yeah, what'd you come across? What is that? Oh, is it a mono toy? Oh, I gotta look closer. I think I feel like I might recognize some of those toolings. Like they might be bootleg Transformers. That's that pterodactyl looks like the pterodactyl from Titan's Return, and I don't know. I don't know. I need to look closer. Those might be original. They might be actual Transformers things. Like that Tyrannosaurus looks a lot like Titan's Return Overboard. I mean, that's what they do. Like they take the molds and reuse them. I think I got Overboard right over here. I'm like, is this the same as that T-Rex? Looks similar at a glance. Yeah, overkill. But they named him Overboard in Titans Return because they didn't want to put kill on the name of a toy these days. Yeah, like that looks kind of like it might be this based on the same thing. It's got the same kind of legs and the same mouth. Yeah, but still, like bootleg dinosaur combiner. That's amazing. That's exactly what they're doing officially. They're doing those core class Dinobots. They combine with each other. The bootleg people were like, "Not before us, you're not." Ah, hello, Mr. Orlotti.
Well, I am stuck at work on to you, sir.
Just means that you're coming to us from an official-looking location.
Yeah.
Mr.
I'm in a great mood today, as you can tell from the background and what I'm wearing.
Yeah. Mr. Black Goldfish says Shattered Glass Cyclonus. They could make one. There was a Fun Pub one back in the day. It's Cyclonus in Hot Rod's colors, in like red and yellow. That's what Shattered Glass Cyclonus looks like. So that'd be a nice looking repaint. Like I said, BotCon did one out of the old Universe guy back in the day. So
really,
I wouldn't. Yeah,
they use Hot Rod's color. You figure they use like Ultra Magnus color, if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was for the change, but let me see if I can pop it up here.
It's all about the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just saw a little bit that you had like the counterfeit Dino King there.
Dino King. Yeah, that's basically what he is.
Yeah. And apparently there was supposed to come out with a legacy version of that as well.
They're making an official one. They're going to be like all core class, so all the same size as like little core class Beast Wars guys, and they're all going to combine. They're doing all the Dinobots plus a secret yet to be revealed 6th Dinobot.
Well, sorry, let me start that again. They're basing that model on the Dino King from the
Transformers Victory.
Yeah, line. There you go. I was gonna say something else, but I don't know. I'm still at work, man, so I'm at work mode.
That's cool.
It's weird because I'm watching this on YouTube. There's such a delay, like from live, because I have like my 2 monitors here, right? It's like, wow.
Yeah, I tried going directly through them to get the audio while I was faffing about in the car, and it just wasn't happening because of the delay.
So, are you guys talking about all the releases that they were talking about this past week?
Oh yeah, we mentioned. Yeah, we talked about Tarn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to mention. Okay, go ahead. I don't know if you got there yet.
Yeah, we did. I was going to say, he looks exactly like the Mastermind Creations one that they did, and he looks amazingly comic accurate, and we saw that he's going to be the same size as Giaxus, so he's going to be a big Voyager. Yeah, that's an amazing one to show. Yeah, there he is.
There's my man.
Yeah.
My man.
And he's going to be rightfully large.
That I am going to buy.
Yeah, me too. Because I like the comic series it came from.
Yeah, you know what? It's so what I understand. I wasn't able to watch the whole entire thing. But for what I'm understanding, well, okay, you're just flipping through that very quickly. Okay,
just trying to find the really good in-hand images.
Right. So
there he is.
Yeah, look at that. Eh? Beautiful. So, for what I understand, this whole legacy, they're calling it something else now. Legacy.
Like evolution.
Yeah, that's it. And so from there, what they want to do now, they want to start introducing like other characters from comic books or other TV shows or whatever cases. Which we've talked about this. Mm-hmm. We literally said you got to start bringing in other figures in to keep us interested. And for example, this is one of the figures that we've been talking about, right? And there's been third-party figures of Tarn, which they're just fantastic. But now finally we have a licensed Hasbro Tarn, And I can't wait until they add
Yeah.
the other Decepticon Justice members to this collection, because that I will definitely buy. You got my money here, Hasbro.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm wondering like if they're gonna make them, and then if so, like what form they're gonna take. Because Tarn is like by and far the one that everybody knows because he was also on Cyberverse and stuff.
Yeah, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. Like, he was on Cyberverse, right? But it wasn't really an actual adaptation of Tarn. But at least we saw Tarn, you could say, right? So
Yeah,
the fact that they did this is a good sign. Sorry? Regardless. It could be whatever variants, but at least it did this, which is the right step. Like Jay asks, that's a good step as well too. So what is going to be the next one? What's going to be, the one after that? I think that's how they're going to keep, collectors like you and I more engaged and finally buying these particular what's called figures versus buying the 999 hot rod.
yeah. I say that just as I'm like, hey, so that Velocitron hot rod though.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And are you gonna buy it?
Yes.
There you go. Hasbro got you brainwashed, right?
I just really like hot rod.
I know you do, is because Hasbro's been throwing that at you like Bumblebee, right? Buy, because we're gonna create, 2 billion of these things, right? And you're going to buy them, and we're gonna make money. Whereas guys like Spin and myself, we're not gonna buy that, 198 hot rod or that 201 sound wave, right? We want to see characters like this guy here. Like, look how beautiful that is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even his tank mode is nice. Look at that Decepticon, logo on Tarn's face. Look how it disappeared. To our website called childreofprimus.com, where you can find on-user reviews, and guess what? There's a classified site to it as well.
Yeah.
So, go to it. It's free. I haven't done one of those for a while. It's free. What are you waiting for? So, look at that Decepticon logo. Oh, look at this logo right here.
That's lovely.
Or look at this face right here that's so happy that is finally bringing another figure that I'm willing to put on my shelf or like part of my collection. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, like I'm eager to get my hands on this too, just because it's like, I really enjoyed his role in the comic.
See, and look at what Mr. Black Goldfish is saying on YouTube. Finally, Tarn has finally come back to the fold, or to the Decepticon toy line.
Mm-hmm.
That's my impersonation of The Rock, in case people are like wondering where that came from. Yeah, I was gonna do one of my woo, but I'll do that. I do that after when they bring another member of the Decepticon Justice League. Yep.
Yeah, they've thrown the gauntlet down on that, I think. The same way they do all the Insecticons, all the Seekers. They're always like, we're going to do everybody. So now they got to do everybody of these guys.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's another comment from Mr. Black Goldfish. It's kind of hard to say Black Goldfish. It's like a tongue twister there. But, basically the person says, I hope Hasbro Takara makes a studio series based on the 2 video games, like the 2 versions of Optimus Prime. Yes, we've actually talked about this, Mr. Black Goldfish. We mentioned that they should at least come out a cartoon series based on the video game.
Mm-hmm.
The lore, based on the video game, the lore, the history, the canon, whatever you want to call it. and also bring out some of the figures. Now they have done some figures on the video game. Like they did Bruticus, they've done the Decepticons as well. What I would like to see is the Dinobots, because the Dinobots were actually around back then, and they were a special forces unit as well. And Grimlock was actually a truck mode before Shockwave captured. Spoiler alert: Shockwave have captured all the Dinobots and converted them into the Earth form dinosaurs.
Yeah. I was going to say, there is a rumor, because there is some sort of studio series War for Cybertron listing, and nobody knows if they're talking about like the TV show, the video games. So they might be expanding beyond the movies into one of those things.
I hope you do it, because I think that'd be a nice refresh in the storyline of what we've been seeing lately.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it's like really, it's almost like I could kind of compare it to, for example, like Rogue One from Star Wars. That was like a really good army movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like a war movie, I should say. Sorry, like, Saving Private Ryan kind of thing, right? So that was a really good war movie. And if the whole thing between the Autobots and the Decepticons, it's about this great battle, this great war between these two factions. And I think the War for Cybertron video game does a really good job of showcasing that whole
You guys should come in
battle.
like every stream like Lizzo. Just be like, "Hi, motherfucker."
Jess is just...
We're having just a second, people. We're having a just moment now.
We're having a Jess moment.
Saying we're seeing Lizzo this week, and I'm just excited.
We're going to see the Lizzo concert on Friday, so she's in that mood.
I mean, I'm recovering from an ear infection, but I'm gonna fucking go listen to my queen.
Yeah. Hey, Orlati, important question. Did you see my T-shirt?
No, I did not see your T-shirt as of yet.
Okay. My friend Casey made this. We plugged her stuff. Okay. It exists because of this stream.
Nice.
And that's you remember who this guy is?
Mm-hmm. That's a really no. You know what? Okay. For the next 500 Patreon subscription that we get in the next 2 minutes, we're going to make an authentic T-shirt to purchase on Children of Primus on Patreon.
Yeah, and we know the person that made these, so
right.
And we have a supply chain.
And the first person that signs up will get a signed autograph from our Fear of Courage signature.
Yeah. Also, this shirt is both sparkling and glows in the dark, so I'm just saying it's pretty awesome.
It's sparkling and shine.
Yeah.
Instead of talking about Transformers, everyone should talk about how much they love Lizzo. They're like, "What's your favorite Lizzo song?" Right, Anthony? What's your favorite Lizzo song?
I'm too old for Lizzo.
Michael Orlotti said he's too old for Lizzo.
Lizzo's for everyone. She's the embodiment of self-love.
And Spin doesn't know any of her songs. Jess is shocked. Shocked.
Jess, tell Jess she's talking to a bunch of guys that I think we know what self-love means.
Guarantee they
might want to phrase that. Mike said she's talking to a bunch of guys who already know what self-love means.
Yeah, that's not a good. Yeah. These boys out here buying socks and Vaseline and other lotion brands.
I'm just saying, we just keep it fresh. That's all. Hey, you know what? D got it, so I guess it's my turn. So. Okay, so Mr. Black Goldfish on YouTube is asking what happened.
A monstrosity.
Yeah.
Third-party company.
It looks like you're making like one of Sid's creations.
Well, I've just been slowly building a weaponizer combiner just as we've been talking.
Oh, okay. So to answer Mr. Black Goldfish there, what happened to Perfect Effect third-party company? I personally don't know. That's D and Bill's realm. They're the expert on the third parties. So I guess when D comes back on the show, we can ask him and he can look it up and he can find out. Or if Anthony has the time, he
I
can look it
forget
up
what I
as well.
came over here for. My brain's not working.
Yep.
Can you do a PSA for them? For the people watching? And tell them to stop bringing their fucking dogs into stores unless it's a service dog, because I'm sick of their yappy shit.
Why don't you tell them that directly? She has a
I
PSA.
can't hear anything.
Yeah.
What's wrong with service dogs?
Hello.
Hello.
I can't hear anything. I just
Okay.
want to do a PSA that unless your dog is a service dog or a super small thing that's going to fit in a bag, stop bringing them into my fucking store. They're yappy and they're annoying. I don't need anything pissy on the floor. It's fucking annoying. Okay? Stop.
You're that first on
Dogs don't need
Children
to come into the store. They're
And-
not people. Don't bring my fucking cat out. Okay? Stop bringing your goddamn dogs places. Okay? Sick of this shit. Every fucking day. Dogs in the store. You're gonna piss all over the floor. Already got kids running around dropping shit. I need a raise.
I think you've killed Spin.
He needs some resuscitation. He needs Lizzo.
Holy hot dog. From Lizzo of self-love to stop bringing your fucking dog here.
She contains multitudes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Speaking of Transformers, that they're part formers is the new Junkion.
Yeah. Which is going to be able to
truck.
do this thing I've been doing here because it's
Right,
also
tow truck.
modular.
I thought it was a pretty cool idea that the fact that the Junkion tow truck
Mm-hmm.
can transform without taking it apart, right? It actually transforms into like the figure itself, and then also you can take it apart as well too, which I thought that was a pretty neat idea.
Yeah, because that was a criticism against all these other weaponizers, which is you can take them apart, but also like you have to disassemble them to transform them. They're not like all in one or anything.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. And it also brings like, you know, part of their characters, right? Because if you think about it, when we watched the 86 movie, right, you know how they, you know, came apart and they got put back together and stuff like that, right? So
yeah,
kudos to Hasbro's on that one. I give them a thumbs up on that.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to structurally engineer some feet for this thing so it can stand up. That's about where I'm at in terms of building it.
Oh, I don't know what it is really.
Oh, I just took every weaponizer and fossilizer I had and took them apart and decided
I
to
see.
build a really big robot just for the heck of it.
I see.
Yeah, a little
How
bit.
dare you mention Power Rangers on this show?
Hey,
Exactly. If you're gonna say something, you say Voltron. We don't say Power Rangers. What the hell is that? Better and keep it like that. Power Rangers. We're like go Power Rangers away from here. All right. Okay, who's next on the list?
Armada Hotshot? No.
Oh my
god. Leo Prime. Everybody likes
Okay,
Leo
let's
Prime.
go to Leo Prime. Leo Prime looks pretty good. The hot shot. Well, you know what? I give Hasbro credit because they did you know, a pretty good replica of Hot Shot.
Yeah.
But it's garbage. Okay, Leo Prime.
Yeah, like
Hey, listen, you gotta give some credit where it's due, but it's still garbage, right? They tried. There's people that happen to like that particular cartoon, and so it's nice that they made something for them to buy, for those fans to buy or collectors to buy, which is great on Hasbro. So in their opinion, it's a great looking figure for them.
Yeah,
right.
I was gonna say,
who am I to judge them? But in my opinion, it's trash.
Yeah. One thing that's important is Armada did have a really good, well-regarded PlayStation 2 video game that came out at that time. Like, that was really popular. And, like, Hotshot was one of the 3 Autobots you could play as. So there's definitely some nostalgia for that going into this release.
Still trash. It's enough, man. It got enough airtime or video time or YouTube time. Next. It's trash.
What's not trash is that I managed to get feet for this guy so he can stand up now. Gun feet. Hey, they worked. Yeah. Next thing up is to come up with a name for this guy.
Gundam style. Oh. So check this out.
Monstrosity.
Hold on, wait. Let's stay with this guy here.
Needle nose.
Yeah. So apparently, for what I understand, they might use this figure, okay, as the sample for a aerial bot combiner.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, there was some music, like there were some whispers in the background. Because now they have what's it called, the decepticons, right? So obviously they got to make Superion, right? And they were talking about they might use this as its basis to start the Superion combiner. So yeah,
it would be interesting because again, Deluxe Limbs Commander Silverbolt.
So you hear it first on Children of Primus. Yes, I heard it on the whisper, but you're hearing it loud here on Children of Primus. All right, now we can go to Leo Prime. They just got to shade the thing in the back, that's all. His nose. All right, Leo Prime. What do you guys think?
Looks majestic. I'm like, I've never seen the show, but I like the character.
Well, it's supposed to be like the younger version. Like he's supposed to be like kind of like some hot rod kind of version of the.
Well, he's a new character. Like he's like Optimus Primal. He's like he's an original character.
No, isn't he like his Spark Eye Split or something like that from the other line Prime, whatever? Leo.
No. He's a auto maximal commander, same as Optimus Primal.
I could have sworn there was 2 Leo Primals, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up because this is bothering me. Yeah. I mean, I said I hadn't watched it, but that's a little bit of a lie. I watched the first episode of Beast Wars the second because they did do a fan sub a couple of years ago. But yeah, it was piggybacking off of Beast Wars' popularity, so it kind of recycled the premise. So they were like, Leo Prime is the leader of another group of Maximals on a spaceship, and they also get crashed on a planet. So he's one of those. He's a new character that happens to look like Optimus, the same way Optimus Primal does. And yeah, he is a bit of a younger guy, so like... you see, it's Leo Jr.
Yeah, Leo Jr. is who you were thinking of. That's his son.
Yeah.
Like it's complicated. He's like...
Didn't your mom teach you the birds and the bees?
He was created during the show's events.
That's it. Leo Jr. Okay, see, I confused the two. But at least you know where I was getting at.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Black Goldfish, again on YouTube, is asking, what about leader class Octane?
That's not something we know about. It would make sense as something that's happening because they did Astro Train and Blitzwing in that scale. So, you know, the third one to finish it off.
I agree. I think they should do all the triple changers. Oh.
Yeah. Broadside, Sandstorm. Now, does Springer need a leader class? He already has a Voyager.
You know what? If it does the figure justice, meaning it's like pretty cartoon accurate, then yes. If it's the other kind of Springers that we've seen, like Blitzwing, then wow, okay. Oh, I agree. Sorry, going through some emails here. All right. So at the end of the day, my opinion on this is I like it. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will buy this.
I'm kind of in the same place because I've only been buying TV show characters, and you know this is from a different show.
I'm surprised because you're a fan of the maximals, like the whole Beast Wars stuff, right? And this can fit right in it.
That is true.
So you got your ape and you got your lion. So for me, I'm on the board. I have to see it in person. I got to see it in my hands before I get something. It's not like Tarn. This is not a Tarn for me. This is something that, you know, if I see it and I have to literally stand there for, you know, a good couple of minutes and really think about it before I purchase something like this. But overall, I do give it a thumbs up because they did a really nice job. Because I've compared the the cartoon the cartoon images versus this, and it's pretty almost spot on. So I like it. So if anybody's into that particular cartoon, I definitely will recommend this for them to go get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now they say Mr. Black Goldfish on YouTube says, I wish they made Titan class tidal wave.
Oh yeah, because of the Armada video game.
Yeah. What do you think about Broadside?
Broadside retooled into tidal wave because they're both boats seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
He does. Because it looks crap. That's another trash toy. Speaking about big ones, apparently there looks like Lugnut is going to be coming out with a figure as well.
Yeah, well, he won the fan poll of most popular animated character.
And people were, Hasbro was pretty surprised about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised too. That's a cartoon with a fairly extensive cast of characters that's like well liked for a lot of different reasons. So him winning was kind of odd.
But you know what? If you're going to go based on the anime Transformer show or the cartoon, whatever you want to call it, I thought it was pretty decent. I liked it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Right? It was it was a little kiddie, but at the same time too, it was witty. Right? So
kiddie and witty.
Yeah. Hey, look at that! I'm a poet. I don't know it. No, but yeah, I liked it. So Prime, okay, thumbs up. What do you guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Where are you guys going at?
Oh yeah, I'm thumbs upping this guy.
All right, next. So he's not trash. All right. There's my tar.
Mm-hmm.
Trash. Good. Thumbs up. Okay. Oh. So there was a lot of complaints about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
More, not the figure, like the robot mode. It was more the car mode because it's not a Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's the part that I heard people complain about because it's mostly a repaint of Wild Rider. And like I said before, this is one I don't have a super strong opinion of because I've never been a Stunticons guy.
I'm disappointed because they spent a lot of time and energy to create a pretty good, shit, I forgot his name now. Menasor, thank you. They spent a good, a good effort, a good amount of time in engineering and ripping off third party, to create a really good, Menasor in the Hasbro line, and it's just a shame that it's like they had to cheap out on the very last. It's like almost they went all gun ho, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, and they're getting what's it called. Motor Master, like, oh, look at Motor Master, look at Draft Strip, look at, and then they get to this guy, they're like, oh, we're all tired, let's just screw it and finish it and get it done with, and we'll just repaint this guy, and that's it.
Choked on the home stretch.
Yeah, which is sad. It really is, and it's in Motor Master, like Minnesota itself, the whole stuff's come on. I like it. Yeah, I'm actually waiting for like the package, like so you can buy it all in one. Versus just buying, individuals. But I don't know. They could have did better here. So I don't know, trash or thumbs up.
Well, it's difficult for me to form an opinion, but I'm thumbs up if they do a Generation 2 version of them, because Generation 2 Breakdown, like I said, was the first BotCon exclusive and is an all-time like well-known part of that line.
Right. What about you, Spin?
Yeah, that's a good point of view, especially because like you basically had to start collecting these before you saw all of them, which is exactly like what happened in the third-party Menasor. So I guess like only seeing this guy now after you've possibly bought some of them already. Yeah, I guess that would be kind of a bummer. So yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree, and that's where for me it's not a thumbs down or a trash. It's more like, hey, what's the matter with you? Like seriously, guys, come on. Like you could have did it, but you guys, I don't know.
Could have been contenders.
Exactly. All right, next. That's the way. Yeah, those are the sludge, whatever you want to call them.
Oh yeah, I'm really into these because I'm like, I want a small combiner that I can fit on my desk, and I want all the Dinobots for like a fairly low amount, and that looks like it's going to satisfy both of those. And I like how these guys look mostly. The fact that they're making a small combiner.
Yeah. I got no issue with this.
Yeah, I'm going all in on these guys.
I got no issue with this. It's one of those. For me, it's like it's a novelty. It's like what you're holding right now.
Yeah.
Like how you said, this is like almost like a something you display on your desk. and it's like a talking piece.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'll wind up using it for.
So I think this is more like a fun thing to get versus like a more like a serious collection.
Slash, Scorn, Paddles, the Power Core guy, what's his name? Brimstone. There's a lot of extra Dinobots because they said during the stream fans will know who this is, so they're not making one up. It's going to be somebody.
What about if it's and I keep on always forgetting his name, the dinosaur from Blaster, the tape cassette.
Oh, Graphy Noizu? No, one of those. It has a weird name. Yeah. It's a Japanese character. It was only in Takara's line.
Maybe you're going to hear folks. I was going to say maybe. Go ahead.
It was recently reissued in the vintage G1 line, so I can probably find it on the wiki if I look up that lineup.
I was going to say you're going to hear it here first on Children of Primus, if I called it.
Yeah, you can even pull the screen up as I try and find it here. Boxed figures. Where's the 3-pack? Yeah, Graphu and Noizu. Okay, so Graphy is the birds. That would be Noizu or Noise. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
I mean that he's like a what is he supposed to be?
Some dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
What a difference between the image and the toy.
Yeah. A blue Allosaurus. That's what he's supposed to be. Yeah. So could this be the other Dinobot? Noise?
Let's make some noise.
Mm-hmm. Make some noise for noise.
You got what's called Anthrax and Public Enemy. People are gonna say, "Who are they?" Is that it? Is that's what they all talked about, the legacy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we've been talking about, legacy. And I've been building this nightmarish combiner, which I'm almost done, but Pepperoni is occupying its spot on the desk.
Nice. Give it too much. So is there anything else, any other news that's happening with the toys lines or movies?
Not yet. People are hoping that the show's the Earthspark, the TV show, is premiering in just a little over a month, November 11th.
Okay, so what are your opinions or expectations or disappointment?
Well, I think it looks promising for a couple reasons. First of all, and it's a really easy bit of nostalgia, but it looks like Transformers Prime. Not only is it CGI, but it's like a very similar art style. And second of all, story-wise, it looks to be doing something different because it's post-war, like the conflict is over, Megatron's there, but they're not fighting him, and it's about a new generation being born on Earth. And I'm like, with Bumblebee and Optimus and those people being like veterans, I'm like, this is an interesting approach for a show. It's not been done before. So regardless of how it turns out, I think they get points for originality.
I agree there. How many times can we see them leaving, Cybertron to come to Earth and fighting for energy?
So I appreciate that the sort of initial premise of the show is that this already happened and the conflict ended, so now it's about what comes next, which is like what IDW was about when it was at its best.
I agree.
Lost Light, with Tarn and stuff, was set post-war. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do with it, and right out of the gate, like regardless of how it goes, points to them for trying to tell a different kind of story.
I'm like it's like I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time too, I still got a lot of reserves.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm gonna be trying to tune in as soon as it starts to have a look. It's so big, I can't get this whole thing in the shot.
Look how fast Spin takes me off the.
There we go.
I was gonna say something, but
what are you gonna call it? Monstrosity.
Sure.
It stands up. It's fully articulated. It's not very stable, but what can you do?
Is that like Sam Wiki when he became an Autobot so they could save his human body?
Yeah. Autobot X, yeah. This is Neo Autobot X. There we go. See, he's standable. I'm glad stability is so difficult to do on these. I'm glad I made it able so that he could stand on his own two legs. And I was like, he needs a big head, so I found the T-Rex head because I'm like, that's large enough to look like a combiner head. I used almost everything. These two pieces I couldn't figure out a home for. So this is made out of Transmutate, Chromar, Zedar, Aragon, and Centurion. So it's a 5-bot combiner.
Aragon and Centurion.
Yeah. Well, the middle three are the Power Dashers. They have official names now. So it's the 3 Power Dashers plus the Centurion drone plus Transmutate.
It's a mutant.
Yeah. And you know what? If they put out 5 Junkions of this new type that can come apart, you could make a Junkion combiner same way.
Oh shit! You better copyright that before Hasbro just take your idea, because that's really good.
Yeah.
But you know what? I never thought of that. That's a good one, Anthony. That'd be amazing if they go ahead and start making Junkions like that, and then you can mix match them, like an arm and a leg or something like that. That'd be, you know what? I'll get that for sure then.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of them on that poster there. If they got like 4 or 5 of them, that's a combiner.
Oh, that's right. Do we have a picture of that poster?
Yeah.
Let's look at the poster. Let's do a quick critique, and then after that, I gotta go. So,
yeah, I'm gonna say in Robots in Disguise 2001, there was a construction combiner named Landfill. I vote that that's the name of the Junkion combiner now.
Hold on, wait a minute. Are you saying that the Junkion's gonna have a combiner?
No, they don't. But I'm saying if they do, they should call it Landfill.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I get what you're saying now. But seriously, if they yeah, that's a really good idea, Anthony. Okay, so you hear it first, like you're gonna hear it here first, to 700,000 Patreon subscribers that signs up as of today. We will start engineering Junkions that you can, switch apart and put together and do exactly what Anthony just did with his mutation figure that he has in front of him, but we'll call them Junkion spare parts, and then we can make a combiner and we call them Landfill. Sign up today at our Patreon /childreofprimus, and that's for the first 700,000 Patreon members.
Yeah. So I got the poster up here, and I'm just starting with the Junkions. There's wait, let me get my mouse over there.
So I'm looking at obviously the Dinobots. Okay, go ahead.
I see at least 5 Junkions. I'm not sure. Like, is there a second one there? Is there a second one there? So yeah, if all these guys come out, that's a combiner team.
Okay, so here's my question to you. Okay, so I'm looking straight ahead. So on your left hand side, just below Grimlock, is that a Junkion or is that Lockdown?
Good question. See, I read it as a Junkion because he's with the other ones and they got the Mad Max thing going on. Mm-hmm. But it could be Lockdown. I thought it was a Junkion up until you just said Lockdown.
Right. So obviously you have the Dinobots. So you have, I guess, Slag, what's called Grimlock and Swoop. Now, is that Smokescreen?
That's Crosscut.
Crosscut? Okay, because I thought it was Smokescreen for a second. Okay, you got Needle Nose with the Tiger. Leo Prime. Okay, obviously they're going to come out with the Decepticons.
Yeah. Apparently, people have said that some of the ones in the back are the deluxe Insecticons, so they're possibly going to do those too.
Okay,
They
obviously
already did Ransack.
Yeah, and then what's called, we got Tarn there.
Yeah. Or it might be something else because people point out that's not quite the same head. He's got like antenna and stuff. So some people are like, are they going to make a Nemesis Titan? Because the Nemesis is right there. And then this is not actually Tarn's head.
Interesting. So we got Hot Shot.
Yeah.
Now we got Optimus Prime, so that's the laser one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look behind Leo Prime, there's like it looks like what?
That is the space bridge from Transformers Animated.
Okay. Just for a second, I thought that was the Victor Segba, because that's coming with Alphatron and what's called Orion Pax package.
And then
all right,
that is Armada Optimus Prime right there.
Interesting. And now if you look, okay, so if you look next to the Nemesis, look what you have right next to it, flying.
Yeah, a Quintesson Corkscrew.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to come? Are they going to bring one of those out too?
Who knows? And yeah, there's Breakdown over there.
Yeah. Anything else do you guys see?
No, I think that covered it. But a lot of interesting potential teases. Something that people have pointed out about that Armada Optimus, that is stuff, specific details on him, like the way his grill kind of has that dip in it. That's the black and white prototype that they showed back in 2019 with Star Convoy that just never got released or talked about. So they might be bringing that back because people have been wondering what was up with that. That was like 3 years ago now.
Now, you see how they have like these orbs or planet-looking things around?
Yeah.
Or balls. Do you think that has any significant meaning?
No, I think it represents all the different planets these guys come from, since the Cybertron colonies are such a big part of this.
Okay. So maybe this is could be like a prelude to other Transformers that come from these planets?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. So could this be the first wave then?
Yeah, it does look like it. I mean, this is like first 2, maybe 3 waves worth of characters, because, you know, Armada Optimus could be the commander, and you get a few more deluxes out of the Junkions and Crosscut and the Insecticons. And then, you know, these guys are the cores. So I think we're looking at maybe 2-3 waves of figures here.
See, the one thing that's missing here, because if you notice, every time they come up with a new kind of set of waves for whatever line that they want to introduce, they always have the Optimus Primes coming out. What do you think? You think the Megatron? What do you think Megatron will be next on with this line?
Well, the rumor is an Armada Megatron to go with the Armada Optimus Prime, which would make sense. They always want to put an Optimus and Megatron out, both for like sales purposes and brand purposes. So, you know, you always assume there's going to be one. So that would make sense. We also know, because they said during the stream, Transmetal 2 Megatron is going to be repacked. So, you know, it'll be in both lines.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Red Dragon guy.
Yep. I know. I definitely remember that. Okay. No, I was just curious because, like I said, you always have the Optimus Prime. You gotta have the Megatron. Unfortunately, here in this poster, you don't see the Megatron or a Galvatron, right? Have we seen in the previous posters?
Maybe Tarn is the new leader. That's why he's so central. If that is Tarn, I'm buying the theory that that's the Titan. It's going to be a Nemesis Decepticon.
Because if he's, well, I'm not fully convinced, and I'll tell you why. Because in Nemesis Decepticon, there was, or Titan, sorry, there was a figure made already, third party, which was still Tripticon at the end, right? They also did a little bit of in Transformer Prime, in the sense of the spaceship coming alive at one point too.
Mm-hmm.
If they ripped off the Minosaur from the third party, I would believe they could do the same thing with the Nemesis and make that into a Triptychon.
Interesting. Yeah, that seems like a thing that could happen. Yeah. A Nemesis that changes into a Triptychon.
Well, they did it already, third party, and there were. I think they were going to do that at Transformer Prime, but I think they put a stop to that, or heard there were some talks about it, right?
Yeah,
Because there was no Metroplex to go with Nemesis, right? So that's just, I don't know. I could be wrong. Who knows? That's just my theory. All right. So
that's a good theory.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I know Spin said he has to head out. I gotta head out very shortly myself too, because I gotta finish up my rounds. So what's coming up for? You got anything coming up this Monday?
And a look at a older figure that's still relevant because you can still buy plenty of sweeps on the shelves. So I'm taking a look at Studio Series 86 Scourge, shown here in his head popped out mode, because you can do that.
Or you can repaint them as Alphatron. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Yeah. I mean, also, yeah, if you got that set on order, this guy's going to be coming out as Alpha Trion instead. Yeah, going to be looking at this guy. I have a non-bot thing that I'll keep a surprise saved up for Friday as well, because it's the first of a new month has started.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that's what's coming up for now, and you can find it on childreofprimus.com/news and reviews. And then if you clip that part of the URL, it is a buy and sell classifieds that's free to use. And you should go there, or else free to use.
All right.
And if you don't go there, this monstrosity will get you, so you better go there. Ignore the fact that the arm is coming off. There we go.
You gotta go pew pew.
Grr, arg.
What do you get? What do you know? What do you say, Spin?
Yeah, I'm really curious about that.
Nice. I'll say this, and there's a YouTuber. I think he's a British YouTuber, and he reviews basically like dollar store Transformers.
Ooh.
I will try to search him up, mention him, and there's actually he actually came across some pretty good dollar store Transformers. So here's the challenge I propose to everybody on YouTube that watches our show, and even to ourselves, since Mike did this already, or Spin did this already. Let's try to find a really good dollar store Transformer.
Oh, I bet I could find that. I got a lot of those in my vicinity.
No Amazon. Either you go to Dollarama or Dollar Tree or Dollar this or Dollar that, which is really $4. But you know what I'm talking about. We literally, physically, we gotta go, just like what Spin did, and grab one, and then we will do a fully reviews, and we will say if this is trash or not trash. How about that?
That would be very interesting.
Okay, so that's our homework. and then we'll do that. We'll do a show, obviously. And for anybody that's watching, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe, get your notifications, and enjoy the show. Give it a like. Yeah, I had mentioned like, didn't I? Right? Do all that stuff, please, because then what happens, it helps us to do better, and if we're doing better, that means it helps you guys to watch a better show. So thank you very much if you guys are doing that, and if you're not doing it, screw you.
You're not doing it. The monstrosity is going to get you.
Exactly. Okay. You didn't see that coming, did you? Because we're honest people, okay? If you guys do us good, we're going to do better for you guys. If you guys don't do us, guess what then? Screw you. All right. Thank you very much. I'm out of here. Peace out.
Until all are one.
There you go.